Welcome back. This is South Africa Tonight, coming to you from the Nasrec Expo Center ahead of the start of the ANC 6th National Policy Conference. Let's take a moment now and move away slightly from the coverage of the conference itself and focus on another development coming out of KwaZulu-Natal. Well, the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union, Nehawu, in that province, claims bodies are piling up at the Phoenix Mortuary in Durban. Nehawu says some of the bodies are from as far as the July unrest, that's last year, and the April floods this year. Well, the Provincial Chairperson of Nehawu in KwaZulu-Natal is Siyanda Zungu, and he joins me now from Empangeni to discuss this matter further. What in your analysis, good evening to you, Mr. Zungu, what in your analysis is the reason why bodies are piling up, and how bad is the situation?
Thanks for the opportunity and greetings to all the viewers. Having seen the situation there, one must say the union is very much disappointed with what we had seen. In fact, when we entered on the facility itself, we were disappointed firstly to see it was like the environment is not operating, looking at the grass. But when we were at the reception, we could feel the odor. It was not just it was a stinking odor. When there were people that were working there on the reception, having also seen that there were clients that were coming to collect their bodies, but they had to, others had to sit outside the reception because there was that smell. When trying to enter the mortuary, someone from the district office was trying to stop us to say, no, they are aware of the situation and they are not disputing anything. Hence, there is no need for us to proceed to see what is happening. But when we insist that we are going there, hey, we were very much shocked. We were very much shocked to see the bodies piled on the floor, told that there were no space. And indeed, the bodies were dating back from the flood, the July unrest. But it's not only those bodies. We also learned that there were bodies that are dating back as of 2017. And in fact, this week on Tuesday, we had an interview with one of the radio stations, and after that radio station, there was an interview of the HOD of the Department of Health, Dr. Sandile Shabalala, who promised to send a team to go and inspect what we were raising. And on the very same night, because he said the team will be doing the inspection on the following day, following morning, which was supposed to be on Wednesday. On the very same night of Tuesday, the management were removing the bodies from Phoenix to Gale and Pinetown, but they could not leave the space because the shelves were still full, because they only removed the bodies that were on the floor, such that when you come with the new bodies, there was no space.
Is it your sense then, Mr. Zungu, that this is a problem that's well known by authorities in KwaZulu-Natal, in the Department of Health, and is it also your sense from that last statement you just made that there's an attempt to cover up the situation?
Indeed, because even the union, our shop stewards, our members had been raising these issues. We had raised it in several meetings with the district management, so they are aware. Hence, they deployed somebody to stop us from doing the investigation. And when we insisted later, 2 of our shop stewards were precautionary suspended on the basis of exposing this. So we can safely say it was a cover-up.
Who should take responsibility for this, Mr. Zungu? And while you're answering that, please also include the question. In fact, let's start with the responsibility. Who should take responsibility for this situation, which strikes at the heart of the dignity of grieving families, the right to actually have closure, but also is quite traumatic, I can imagine, for the people who work at that facility. What you described traumatizes me sitting here in studio.
Yeah. When we met, after our inspection, when we met the staff, our members, we had to first apologize on the basis that they had been consistently raising these things, but we had never done the inspection. But it is obvious that the management, the employer, are supposed to be taking the responsibility. It was for that reason that we said on the 5th, on the 5th of August, we'll be launching the public health sector campaign, and because that environment was horrible, so we are going to launch our campaign at Phoenix. So the management were supposed to deal with these issues, because as I indicated, that after the interview, they had to do the cover-up of removing bodies to send it to another mortuaries. It's not addressing the problem because those bodies will not be buried. And on that campaign that we are going to have, we will also invite the department, the MEC of the Department of Health, as well as the MEC of Department of Transport, Community Safety and Liaison, because there are others that are supposed to be doing the investigation to trace the bodies so that bodies can be buried.
Yeah. All right. I've got to leave it there. Thank you for your time this evening. Siyanda Zungu there, sharing a distressing story out of the Phoenix mortuary in KwaZulu-Natal, where the union Nehawu says they went to do an inspection and found that the conditions are absolutely appalling. And he describes there, as you heard for yourself there, the scenes that he describes of bodies piling up, some people who died as far back as 2017, he says, including, of course, also people that died during the July unrest as well as the floods in April this year. This is ENCA coming to you live from the Nasrec Expo Center, the venue of the ANC's National Policy Conference.